Have you ever seen a younger woman smile at an older man and wondered what's going on? Is it admiration, respect, or just simple politeness? Most men assume it's nothing, just a meaningless social gesture. But what if I told you that smile holds far more meaning than you think? In today's world, many older men feel like their value fades with time, as if their best years are behind them. But despite all the noise, despite the ever-changing culture, some things remain timeless: stability, wisdom, and presence. Younger women, whether they realize it or not, are naturally drawn to these qualities. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence and self-control stands out in a way that's impossible to ignore. So what's the real problem? Most older men don't recognize this. Society has convinced them that aging makes them invisible. But in reality, the way a man sees himself determines how others see him. And in this video, points number 2 and 7 are the most significant, as they reveal the instinctive reasons why a man never truly loses his value. And here, you don't need to like or subscribe, but if you find this content valuable, share your story or simply type number 9. Because sometimes, one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. So why does a simple smile carry so much meaning? Let's dive in. Number 1. A younger woman's smile isn't just about attraction. When an older man receives a smile from a younger woman, his first instinct might be to dismiss it as simple politeness. Some might assume it's just a social nicety, while others may think it's purely about physical attraction. But the truth is, that smile often carries a much deeper meaning, one that most men don't fully recognize. Here's what many don't realize. A younger woman's smile toward an older man isn't just about looks. It's not always a sign of romantic interest. In many cases, it's a form of recognition, an acknowledgement of something beyond appearance: presence, experience, and a quiet strength. Younger women, whether consciously or not, are naturally drawn to qualities that provide a sense of stability and certainty. A younger man may have energy, ambition, and unpredictability, but an older man who has lived through life's ups and downs carries wisdom, emotional control, and a strong sense of self. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, it may be a moment of admiration, a silent acknowledgement that he possesses something rare, something solid that many younger men are still searching for. The reason many men fail to see this is because society has convinced them that age diminishes their value. But in reality, experience and resilience never go out of style. A man may no longer be in his 20s, but if he carries himself with confidence, composure, and a strong presence, he will still have a natural appeal, an attraction that doesn't come from appearance, but from who he is. So, the next time a younger woman smiles at you, don't just brush it off as nothing. It might not be about attraction in the way you expect, but it could be recognition, a reminder that, despite the changes in society, stability, wisdom, and strength are still deeply valued. 2. Women are instinctively drawn to stability and experience. Most men don't realize this, but women, especially younger women, are naturally attracted to stability and experience. It's not just about looks, wealth, or status. It's about something deeper, something ingrained in human nature. Think about it. A younger man might have energy, ambition, and excitement for the future, but he's also still figuring things out. He may not yet have control over his emotions, his direction in life, or even his own mindset. An older man, if he has lived well, carries something different. He has emotional resilience, self-control, and a presence that can't be faked. Women are wired to notice this, whether they're aware of it or not. They are drawn to men who exude certainty, calmness, and quiet strength. This isn't about dominance or arrogance. It's about a kind of confidence that only comes from life experience. A man who has faced challenges, learned from them, and come out stronger carries a presence that stands out. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, it's often a subconscious recognition of these qualities. It's not always about romantic attraction. It's about sensing something rare. In today's world, where many people are lost in uncertainty and self-doubt, a man who has already walked that path and found his footing is naturally intriguing. But here's the problem. Many older men don't see themselves this way. They assume that because they're aging, their value is decreasing. They don't realize that their experience, their wisdom, their ability to stay calm under pressure. These are things that younger men haven't had time to develop yet. And women, they notice. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about understanding that your life experience gives you an advantage, one that younger men simply can't compete with. A man who embraces his stability, his confidence, and his depth will always stand out, no matter his age. So when a younger woman smiles at an older man, it's often not about wealth or power. It's about who he has become. And if he recognizes that in himself, he'll never truly feel invisible. 3. Society makes older men undervalue themselves. One of the biggest problems older men face isn't aging itself. It's how society makes them feel about aging. Modern culture constantly pushes the idea that youth equals value, and once a man reaches a certain age, his worth starts to decline. He's told, directly or indirectly, that his best years are behind him, that his wisdom is outdated, and that he should step aside for the younger generation. This message is everywhere, in the media, in workplace culture, and even in social interactions. Older men are often made to feel like they're no longer relevant, no longer desirable, and no longer needed. And over time, many start to believe it. They withdraw, they lose confidence, and they stop carrying themselves with the same sense of purpose they once had. And that's where the real problem begins. The truth is, society is wrong. Experience, resilience, and wisdom do not lose their value with age. They become even more important. A man who has been through life's challenges, who has built himself into someone strong and capable, still holds immense worth. The issue is that many older men don't recognize this in themselves. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, it's often because she sees something in him, a presence, a strength, a depth that younger men haven't yet developed. But if he's already convinced himself that he's invisible, he won't recognize the respect or admiration behind that smile. He'll dismiss it, thinking, she's just being polite, instead of understanding the deeper reason why she notices him in the first place. Men who buy into society's false narrative end up making themselves invisible, not because of their age, but because they stop owning their presence. They let themselves fade into the background, assuming they have nothing left to offer. But the men who reject this idea, who continue to carry themselves with confidence and purpose, are the ones who stand out. Age doesn't make a man irrelevant, his mindset does. And the moment he realizes that, he stops fading away and starts being noticed again. 4. Stability is rare in today's world. Stability is becoming harder to find. Everything moves fast. People are constantly chasing the next big thing, the next excitement, the next trend. Many younger men are still figuring themselves out, struggling with identity, emotions, and direction. But an older man who has built himself, who has mastered his emotions and his life, stands out. Think about it. Most people today, both men and women, feel lost at some point. The world is full of distractions, uncertainties, and shifting expectations. Younger men are often caught up in proving themselves, chasing status, or trying to keep up with the chaos. But an older man who has already walked through the fire and come out stronger, that's rare. Women, especially younger women, instinctively recognize this. They may not always be able to put it into words, but they feel the difference. A man who is calm under pressure, who doesn't let small things shake him, who carries himself with quiet confidence. He has something that most men today don't, and that's exactly why stability is attractive. It's not about money or power. It's about emotional and psychological security. A man who is steady, who doesn't crumble under stress, who knows who he is and what he stands for. That's the kind of presence people naturally gravitate toward. But here's the catch. Stability isn't something you can fake. It's something that's built over time. It comes from experience, from failures, from lessons learned. And in a world that often feels chaotic, a man who exudes stability becomes someone that others, including younger women, notice and respect. This is why an older man who embraces his strength, wisdom, and resilience doesn't fade into the background. He stands out, not because he's trying to, but because he carries something valuable that's becoming increasingly rare. And in a time where so many are searching for something solid, a man who has built his foundation will never go unnoticed. 5. The problem is that men don't realize this. The biggest issue isn't that older men lose value. It's that they believe they do. Society has convinced them that aging makes them invisible, that their time has passed, and that they should step aside. But that's not reality. The real reason many older men feel overlooked isn't because they're aging. It's because they stop carrying themselves like men of value. Here's what happens. A man spends his younger years building himself, gaining experience, overcoming challenges, developing strength. But as he gets older, he starts absorbing society's lie that he's no longer relevant. He stops walking with confidence, stops speaking with authority, stops taking care of himself, and little by little, he fades into the background, not because of his age, but because of his mindset. The truth is, a man is only invisible if he allows himself to be. Women, especially younger women, still recognize strength, confidence, and stability. They still notice a man who carries himself with purpose and certainty. But if he sees himself as irrelevant, if he shrinks back and stops projecting the presence he once had, then yes, he will go unnoticed because he's making himself invisible. Think about it. Have you ever seen an older man who still commands respect, still has presence, still walks with quiet confidence? He doesn't have to be loud or flashy. He simply knows who he is, and that alone makes people notice him. The difference between a man who stands out and a man who fades away isn't age. It's how he chooses to carry himself. Aging isn't the problem. Believing that aging makes you less valuable, that's the real problem. The moment a man understands that his experience, wisdom, and stability are still deeply valued, he stops feeling invisible. Because the world may change, but human nature doesn't. Women will always recognize strength, and the men who understand this, they never fade away. 6. The attraction of experience and strength. There's a reason why an older man who has built himself carries a different kind of attraction. It's not about trying to compete with younger men. It's about having something that only time and experience can create. A younger man might have energy, ambition, and potential, but an older man, if he has lived well, has something far more powerful. He has wisdom. He has emotional control. He has been tested by life and has come out stronger. And that is rare. Women, especially younger women, notice this instantly. A man who has faced challenges, learned from them, and still stands tall carries a presence that is hard to ignore. He doesn't need to prove himself with loud words or flashy gestures. His strength is in how he carries himself, in how he handles situations, in the way he moves through the world with quiet confidence. This is what makes experience so attractive. It creates a sense of certainty. A man who has lived, who has overcome setbacks, who has developed discipline and emotional resilience, brings something that younger men simply can't. He is stable, he is composed, and he doesn't get rattled by small things. And here's the thing. Women feel this, even if they can't always explain it. It's not just about financial security or power. It's about emotional and psychological security, knowing that this man has the strength to handle life, no matter what comes his way. But here's the problem. Too many older men forget this about themselves. They think their value fades with age, but the reality is, it only fades if they stop embracing who they are. An older man who still takes care of himself, who keeps learning, who walks with confidence, and who knows his worth, he is never invisible, because experience, wisdom, and strength, those things never go out of style. 7. Older men shouldn't diminish their own value. The biggest mistake an older man can make is believing he no longer matters. Not because it's true, but because he starts acting like it is. When a man starts thinking his value fades with age, his entire energy shifts. He stops walking with purpose, stops taking care of himself, and slowly fades into the background. He no longer speaks with the same confidence, no longer looks people in the eye the way he used to, and over time, the world starts responding to him exactly how he sees himself, as someone who is no longer relevant. But here's the truth. The world still respects men who carry themselves with strength. Women, especially younger women, still notice men who exude wisdom, confidence, and stability. It's not about youth. It's about presence. A man who knows his worth doesn't shrink away. He doesn't let age define him. He embraces who he is, continues growing, and refuses to let himself be overlooked. The real tragedy isn't that society forgets older men. It's that many older men forget themselves. They allow the world to tell them their time has passed, and the moment they accept that, they begin living like it's true. They stop pursuing their passions, stop engaging in conversations with the same spark, and worst of all, they stop believing in their own significance. But let's flip that. Have you ever met an older man who still commands respect when he walks into a room? He doesn't try to act younger. He doesn't desperately seek attention. He simply carries himself with a deep, quiet confidence that makes people notice. His wisdom shows in his words. His presence is undeniable, and he moves through life with a sense of control that is rare today. That's the difference. Age doesn't make a man invisible, his own mindset does. If he starts believing he's no longer valuable, he will begin to disappear in the eyes of others. But a man who continues learning, growing, and carrying himself with certainty will always stand out. The world may change, but human nature doesn't. People will always recognize strength, wisdom, and presence. And a man who embraces that, he never fades. If there's one thing every older man should remember, it's this. Your value doesn't fade with time, unless you choose to step back. Take a moment to look at yourself. Do you still carry the same strong spirit you once had? Do you still set goals for growth, for learning? Or have you accepted a passive existence? A man never truly ages as long as he continues to grow mentally, maintain his strength, and keep his mind sharp. The most important thing is how you see yourself. If you believe you're no longer important, the world will treat you that way. But if you keep developing your mind, taking care of your health, and carrying yourself with confidence, you will never be invisible. Attraction isn't about age. It's about the energy and presence you bring. A man who remains steady, composed, and mentally strong will always earn respect. So never let yourself fade away. Keep learning. Keep living with purpose. Keep being who you are, and you will always be remembered. A man doesn't lose his value with time. He only becomes invisible if he convinces himself that he no longer matters. Society may change, standards may shift, but human nature remains the same. Experience, strength, and wisdom will always be respected. The most important thing isn't age. It's how you choose to see yourself. Do you continue walking with confidence, learning, and growing? Or do you step back and let doubt define you? That choice is yours. Have you ever felt like the world doesn't see you the same way it once did? What do you think about a man's value as he ages? Share your thoughts or simply type number 9. Because sometimes one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. Let's move on to another story. This article explores 9 habits that many seniors fall into, and among them, number 3 and number 8 stand out as some of the hardest to break. These habits often go unnoticed, but they can significantly impact well-being and relationships. The challenge is that most people don't even realize they've developed these patterns, let alone how to change them. Have you ever noticed how life changes in ways we never fully expected as we grow older? Some changes bring wisdom, freedom, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. But others? They can be unsettling, uncomfortable, and sometimes downright unpleasant. Here's the thing. These habits don't appear overnight. They creep in slowly, unnoticed, and before we realize it, they begin to shape our daily lives, the way people see us, and even the way we see ourselves. The truth is, no one warns us about the unpleasant side of aging. Friends and family might notice these behaviors, but hesitate to mention them. Society either romanticizes old age or ignores it altogether. But today, we're facing these habits head-on. If you or someone you love is entering their senior years, this video is for you. By the end, you'll understand 9 common, but unpleasant habits that many seniors develop. Habits that can push people away, harm health, or lead to loneliness. More importantly, we'll discuss how to avoid or fix them so that your golden years are truly golden. Because aging should be a time of wisdom, fulfillment, and joy, not frustration, isolation, or regret. So, let's get started. If any of these habits sound familiar, you're not alone. And if you find value in this discussion, share your thoughts in the comments or simply type number 9. Because sometimes one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. Asterisk number 1. Talking about the past too much as we age. the past often becomes more vivid than the present. Memories of childhood, past achievements, and old friendships feel stronger than ever, making us want to relive them through conversation. While it's natural to share our experiences, constantly reminiscing can have unintended consequences. It can push people away, especially younger family members who might not feel connected to those stories. It's important to remember that while our past is valuable, so is the present. If every conversation revolves around what once was, it can leave little room for what is happening now. Younger generations want to feel seen and heard just as much as we do. What to do instead? Instead of repeating the same stories, try engaging others in conversation about their lives too. Ask them about their goals, their dreams, and what's happening in their world. This keeps relationships balanced and enjoyable for everyone. Sharing is important, but so is listening. Make conversations a two-way street, and you'll find yourself building deeper connections. Number 2. Becoming too stubborn and resistant to change. Let's be honest. Change can be hard, especially when it feels unnecessary. Many seniors resist adapting to new technologies, new ways of thinking, or even small lifestyle changes. While it might feel like you're holding on to tradition, the truth is, resisting change too much can lead to isolation. The world moves forward whether we like it or not, and if we don't at least try to keep up, we risk getting left behind. There's nothing wrong with cherishing the old ways, but refusing to adapt can create barriers between you and the world around you. It can make simple things, like keeping in touch with loved ones, unnecessarily difficult. What to do instead? Embrace small changes. Learn to use basic technology, stay open to new ideas, and be willing to try new things. Adaptation isn't about abandoning tradition. It's about staying connected to the world around you. The more open you are to learning, the more engaged and independent you will remain. Change can be intimidating, but often it leads to unexpected joys. Number 3. Neglecting personal hygiene as people age. Simple tasks like showering, brushing teeth, or changing clothes regularly can become tiring. Some seniors start neglecting personal hygiene due to physical limitations, forgetfulness, or even depression. Unfortunately, poor hygiene can lead to health issues, bad odors, and social discomfort, causing people to distance themselves. The way we present ourselves impacts not only how others see us, but also how we feel about ourselves. Neglecting personal hygiene can subtly erode confidence and self-esteem. What to do instead? If daily hygiene feels overwhelming, simplify the process. Set reminders, use shower chairs or assistive tools, and ask for help if needed. Staying clean isn't just about appearance. It's about health, confidence, and self-respect. A well-groomed appearance can improve how you feel about yourself and how others perceive you. Comment number 9 if you're still able to take care of your daily hygiene on your own. Number 4. Complaining too much. Aging comes with its fair share of challenges, health issues, financial concerns, family problems. There's a lot to be frustrated about, but when complaining becomes constant, it can drain those around you. No one enjoys being around someone who always focuses on the negative. Over time, even close family members might start avoiding visits. Negativity has a way of consuming us. The more we focus on what's wrong, the less we see what's right. And unfortunately, that negativity can be contagious. What to do instead? It's okay to express frustration, but balance it with gratitude. Make a conscious effort to focus on what's good in life, even if it's something small. A positive mindset attracts people, while constant negativity pushes them away. Shifting your perspective can transform your relationships and overall well-being. Look for joy in small, everyday moments. It's often there, waiting to be noticed. Number 5. Hoarding useless things. Many seniors struggle to let go of things, old clothes, outdated paperwork, household items that might be useful someday. Over time, homes become cluttered with unnecessary stuff, making living spaces overwhelming and even unsafe. Hoarding not only creates stress, but can also lead to accidents and limited mobility at home. Holding on to physical clutter often reflects emotional attachment, but too many possessions can weigh you down rather than bring you joy. What to do instead? Declutter regularly. Keep only what truly adds value to your life. Donate, recycle, or throw away items that no longer serve a purpose. A clean and organized home creates peace of mind and makes daily life easier. It's not about getting rid of memories. It's about creating a space that allows you to enjoy the present. Number 6. Ignoring health issues until they become serious. Many seniors tend to downplay health concerns, assuming minor aches, pains, or discomforts will go away on their own. They avoid doctor visits, delay treatments, and ignore warning signs until the problem becomes severe. However, neglecting small health problems can lead to serious complications, expensive treatments, and unnecessary suffering. It's not just about physical health. Mental well-being matters too. Many seniors dismiss feelings of sadness, anxiety, or loneliness as just a part of aging. But ignoring these emotions can lead to deeper issues like depression. What to do instead? Take your health seriously. Get regular checkups, listen to your body, and seek medical attention before a small problem turns into a major one. Preventative care can save your life and keep you feeling your best. If something doesn't feel right, don't wait. Address it early. Number 7. Expecting too much from family. It's natural to hope that family will always be there in old age. But expecting too much, whether it's daily visits, financial support, or constant attention, can lead to disappointment. Everyone has their own responsibilities and struggles, and overdependence can strain relationships. Sometimes, seniors unknowingly place guilt on their children for not visiting enough or not calling daily. This can create pressure, resentment, and emotional distance instead of closeness. What to do instead? Focus on independence. Build your own support system, make new friends, and find hobbies that keep you engaged. Love your family, but don't rely on them as your only source of happiness. Instead of dwelling on how often they visit, cherish the time you do spend together. Quality matters more than quantity. Number 8. Becoming too isolated. One of the most harmful things seniors do is withdraw from social life. It starts gradually, turning down invitations, avoiding phone calls, staying home too much. Over time, this leads to loneliness, depression, and even cognitive decline. Studies have shown that social isolation can be as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. Some seniors may feel like they don't belong anymore, especially in a world that is changing so fast. They might think, "I don't want to be a burden," or "no one wants to hear from me." But these thoughts only reinforce isolation. What to do instead? Stay connected. Join community groups, attend social events, and call friends regularly. Even small interactions like chatting with a neighbor can make a huge difference in mental and emotional well-being. If transportation is an issue, look for local programs that offer rides for seniors. There are always ways to stay engaged. You just have to take the first step. Number 9. Thinking you're too old to change. Many seniors believe that once they reach a certain age, they can no longer change their habits, lifestyle, or mindset. This belief keeps them stuck in routines that may no longer serve them. They think, "I've been this way my whole life, why change now?" But the truth is, growth never stops. The human brain is capable of learning and adapting at any age. Whether it's trying a new hobby, improving eating habits, or changing a mindset, there is always room for improvement. What to do instead? Remember that growth doesn't stop at any age. Stay curious. Challenge yourself and embrace new experiences. Whether it's learning a new skill, adopting a healthier lifestyle, or shifting your perspective, it's never too late to change and improve your quality of life. Even small changes can lead to a happier, more fulfilling life. Now that we've explored these 9 habits, it's time to reflect. Are any of these present in your life? More importantly, what small steps can you take today to improve your golden years? Aging is not about how many years you have left. It's about how you choose to live them. Every small change you make today can shape a happier, more fulfilling tomorrow. So take a moment to reflect. What habits do you see in yourself? And more importantly, what steps can you take to embrace a better version of your golden years? If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type number 9. Because sometimes, one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. The next part of this video is now available on my channel.